To make a glue block, I have a glue block here that I made, and it's just a nut. It's an inch by 8 nut, and I have it drilled out, and actually drilled out twice. My spindle sticks out more than the nut does, so I drill an 1 5/8 inch hole in this piece. It happened to be just a piece of 2x4, but it could be anything. But I drill an 1 5/8 inch hole so the nut will fit in it, and in the center of that I drill an 1 1/4 hole. That way the spindle, just a little deeper, that way the spindle, when it tightens up against this surface of the nut, will stick out past it, and it'll clear. It won't hit anything on the other side. Then I take that, once it's glued in here with epoxy, I do put holes around it just so I can put a screwdriver in it to get this off the chuck again, or get it off the spindle. But then I glue a sacrificial piece on here. This piece is the 2x4 and the nut always stay together. This is just a sacrificial piece of plywood or anything that can cut away and throw away and replace over time. In this case, it's just a little piece of plywood. I do go ahead and drill a hole. You know, when you drilled that hole to begin with, you had a center point in that Forstner bit. And so I go ahead and drill that through, all the way through, just so I can get a toothpick or some type of, an ice pick or some type of a device that I can find the center of this other board with. So this piece I have marked the center, and then I'm going to find it with the ice pick so I can center this thing up. I could, this thing is small enough, I could just look at it and put it on here, and that would be okay too. But sometimes you don't have that advantage. Sometimes you have a bigger piece you're trying to glue on here, and it helps to be able to center it up. So to start this, you take a piece of brown paper bag. This one here is just a brown paper bag from Brahms, but it could be anybody's paper bag. You want it fairly sturdy. You can't use printer paper, anything that thin, because you want something a little thicker. And you take your glue block that you have already made up, and you put some glue around it. It doesn't take a lot of glue. And in our case, we just want a one string of glue around here. Now the reason I say that is because if you glue it all the way to the center, that means when you come to take it back off again, you're prying it off. You've got to pry that glue, that paper apart all the way to the center. And you don't need it, so all you want glued is this outside edge anyway. So once you have it glued, just press it down on your paper, turn it around a little bit, put a little weight on it, and while that's drying, you can cut the paper off. We're just going to cut around this paper, so we'll end up with a circle here, right? Just like that. All right, now, like I said before, because I can see this, I don't have to put that point down in here into this one. I can see it and line it up, and I know that it's in the center. So we're going to do the same thing on this surface. We're going to come in here, and that glue bottle is almost glued up here, so just one little string of glue around here, put it on here, and turn it around and center it up and weight it down. And in my case, I just put a weight on it. I have an 8-pound weight that I just set on it and let it set overnight and dry. And then tomorrow I'll come back and turn this thing and make it flat so I can start the bottom of the base.